Jin confesses, Jungkook saved the tour. A truth that shocks the K-pop world. Without Jungkook, this tour might never have happened. This shocking statement was made directly by BTS's Jin in his latest interview, instantly shaking the entire ecosystem of South Korea's entertainment industry. In a world built on perfect narratives and meticulously crafted professional images, Jin's confession felt like a slap of reality, forcing the public to look deeper into BTS's internal dynamics. Is it true that the entire success of Jin's solo tour depended on Jungkook's critical decision? This confession was not merely an emotional outburst made on impulse. Jin, known as a calm and calculated figure, chose those words with great care. He stated that during the early stages of the tour's planning, he faced a major impasse. Several strategic decisions were delayed, pressure from management increased, and the weight of public expectations grew heavier. In that situation, Jin identified Jungkook as the only member who offered irreplaceable help. This led the public to wonder, what kind of help did Jin mean? And why was Jungkook's contribution so pivotal? From various internal sources who wished to remain anonymous, it is known that Jungkook's involvement in Jin's solo tour project was not formal. He was not part of the official management or creative team. However, his role was far more vital, providing encouragement, ideas, and even participating in private meetings between Jin and HYB's executive team discussing artistic content, venue selection, and stage visual narrative. Several main concepts of the tour, including the emotional opening segment that highlighted the theme of courage and sacrifice, reportedly stemmed from intense discussions between Jin and Jungkook. This means that Jungkook's contribution was not just emotional, but also substantial. Why has this fact only been revealed now? Jin admitted he had held back from sharing the story because he wanted to keep the spotlight on the work and not divert public attention to personal dynamics between members. But after seeing ARMY's emotional responses during the tour, Jin felt it was time to reveal the behind-the-scenes reality. He said, "What the audience sees on stage is merely the final result of a long and unseen struggle. Jungkook helped me rediscover the meaning of all this." The public reaction could not be contained. The phrase "Jungkook saved the tour" suddenly trended across various global social media platforms, including Twitter, Weverse, and TikTok. Many ARMYs expressed deep gratitude to Jungkook for his loyalty to his group mate. Amid fears of division or distance among members due to individual solo projects, the fact that Jungkook personally supported Jin became a powerful emotional unifier. Several industry observers also cited this act as a rare form of solidarity within the modern K-pop group structure. On the other hand, Jin's statement also raised critical questions about HYB, the agency managing BTS. Was the agency's moral and structural support insufficient, prompting Jin to seek support from Jungkook? Does this reveal a gap in artist management systems that emphasize commercial targets and overlook the psychological well-being of their talents? Although Jin did not explicitly blame anyone, the atmosphere of criticism toward HYB intensified, especially following previous incidents showing tension between artists and management. Jin's confession also opens a broader discussion about the meaning of salvation in the context of South Korea's entertainment world. In an industry that is highly competitive, with constant pressure to remain relevant and perform flawlessly, emotional support roles like the one Jungkook provided are often underestimated. Yet in times of crisis, such support is what determines a project's survival. By publicly revealing this, Jin indirectly reminds us that behind the grand stage and bright lights lies a very real human struggle. Now that the tour has ended successfully with tremendous global audience reception, Jin's confession has added a new dimension to how the public perceives that success. What was once seen purely as Jin's personal achievement is now viewed as the result of emotional bonds and solidarity between BTS members that cannot be fabricated. In a K-pop world growing increasingly individualistic, Jin and Jungkook's story stands as proof that emotional collaboration still holds a vital place in creating meaningful work. Jin concluded his interview with a touching sentence, I hope the public sees Jungkook not only as a great singer, but also as a brother who is willing to set aside his own busyness to save me emotionally. This sentence, though simple, holds a deep emotional layer. That success on stage is never complete without the strength of relationships behind the scenes. The public now awaits whether this statement will prompt similar confessions from other BTS members. Will more behind-the-scenes stories, long hidden, finally come to light? And more importantly, is the K-pop industry ready to confront the reality that behind every massive success lies a mental and emotional struggle that has never truly been discussed? Jin's statement about Jungkook's role in saving his solo tour has sparked a massive wave among fans, media, and industry observers. However, behind the widespread emotional reaction lies a fundamental question that cannot be ignored. Did this event really happen as claimed? Or is it merely a carefully constructed narrative designed to stir attention, sympathy, and, of course, maximum public exposure? When someone as popular as Jin makes such a bold statement, claiming the tour's success depended on Jungkook's emotional support and creative ideas, the impact is certainly significant. But did the public actually witness concrete evidence of that claim? Was there documentation, recordings, or official statements from the agency confirming Jungkook's role in the creative and logistical process of Jin's tour? To date, most of the circulating information stems from interview snippets, speculation from online communities, and TikTok videos or emotional uploads on Twitter and YouTube. The question is, to what extent can the truth of this information be held accountable? Are we absorbing facts, or unknowingly becoming part of a narrative construction meant to generate dramatic effect? It's undeniable that the public tends to trust narratives that touch emotions and promote values like brotherhood, sacrifice, and sincerity. In this case, the story of Jin and Jungkook fits perfectly for virality. Two BTS members, supporting each other quietly, and then one finally revealing it to the public with emotional words. But we must ask critically, was the moment truly spontaneous and authentic? Or were there media calculations and communication strategies behind it? In the tightly structured and strategic landscape of South Korea's entertainment industry, any public statement, especially from an artist as prominent as BTS's Jin, is never entirely free from agency oversight or influence. Even the most sincere moments may have undergone editing, selection, or direction. This raises another question. Did Jin's confession truly stem from personal desire to show gratitude? Or is this part of a larger narrative, a strategy to reinforce BTS's image as a united and supportive group, amid an era of solo careers that could risk fragmenting public perception of their unity? It should also be noted that several video clips forming the basis of this report originate from platforms like TikTok and YouTube, two media spaces known for not always prioritizing content verification. In fact, some accounts sharing the Jungkook saved the tour narrative have previously manipulated context for virality. Are we, as viewers, being skeptical enough of these sources? Or are we helping spread these stories without questioning their accuracy and the motives behind them? Furthermore, it's important to reflect on the potential motives behind the dissemination of this story. Who benefits the most from Jin's confession? Jin himself? Jungkook? HYB as the agency? Or the media that gains high engagement from the topic? In a world where public perception can be shaped by a single post or viral interview clip, we must be more cautious in distinguishing fact from cleverly packaged narratives. We acknowledge that this news touches the emotional side of many fans. However, it is essential not to get swept away by euphoria. Emotional reactions are not proof of truth. Even feelings of being touched, proud, or impressed after reading or watching videos about Jin and Jungkook's story do not automatically validate that everything said is objective reality. In a world full of perception games, it is skepticism and reflection that are our main safeguards against information manipulation. We also want to remind readers that all the information presented in this report originates from various social media and indirect statements, which have not yet been explicitly confirmed by HYB or BTS's official representatives. Therefore, the accuracy remains tentative and may change as new data or clarifications emerge from the relevant parties. Do you, as a reader, believe that Jin's confession is purely truthful? Or do you suspect there is an element of image building or media campaigning behind this narrative? Are we too quick to trust stories spread by social media without further confirmation efforts? Do we trust short TikTok videos more than official statements that may come later but are more accurate? Let us approach this news more calmly and critically. As consumers of information, we have a moral responsibility not to spread something whose truth is still unclear. We must begin to ask, why is this news emerging now?
Who is spreading it?
How can we verify its authenticity? Questions like these are crucial to prevent us from becoming